a surreal type day. You knew something was wrong. It started at early, mid-morning when we started to hear that something had happened in Claresholm, and it crosses your mind. Well, wonder if the guys seen anything when they were going through there, if they went through there, assuming that they were going that way. And then you start to think, well, we were texting back and forth, and nothing. Then it kind of stopped abruptly.
It was the worst day ever, to say the least. I was doing laundry at home, and my roommate yelled out to me from the living room, "Hey, it's a good thing you didn't end up going home, like to Okotoks, because I guess there was this huge accident. They shut down Highway 3. It's a huge mess." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy." Like, same thing you would say anytime you heard of whatever accident.
You start to put the pieces together, and I remember Coach Hubka thought I was being too paranoid that day, but then he got concerned when I started to lay out the bits and pieces that you were putting together, and we started to make phone calls, and eventually you heard that it wasn't good.
And she said, Mitch and Tanner are dead, and one of the girls survived, but we don't know who, and we know Shayna was shot. And it was like, I just kept saying, this cannot be happening. Like, this cannot be happening right now. Renee was sitting on the doorstep, and so I made her pull over and ran out and said, what is going on? Like, blah, blah, blah. And there's victim services there and everything, and she's like, yeah, my Tabitha's dead, she said, and sorry. I just couldn't. You just can't process it. It's like when you wake up from a horrible dream and you're like, oh, it was a dream, thank God. I remember just saying, please wake up, please wake up, please wake up.
They were critical parts of the team. They brought so much to it. People gravitated to them because of their disposition and their personalities. They were pretty much inseparable. So I mean, they both were at the house in the fall of 2011, and they were going to college and doing a little bit of work and helping out at Prairie Baseball Academy.
She was just, like I say this to everybody, she was just the best human being ever. Like, when I met her, I just knew that we were gonna be friends for the rest of our lives. I would say I am not filled with so much hate as I used to be, but I don't think it's a forgivable thing.
We felt it was important to have some subtle reminders. Of course, retiring the jerseys was something that we wanted to do very much so, and we did that at the memorial game, and then the memorial service actually, and then retired the placards that are placed in the outfield at the memorial game in May. And at the same point in time, we had some of their friends create the case inside the stadium that I thought had a great touch to being a great reminder of what they brought to the game and the city and the community and the team. It's not the date we want to focus on. It's not I mean, I think from the family's perspective, it's going to be a difficult date, and I think that it's going to be just like anything else. Whether it be Christmas or birthdays or even Halloween, brings back memories that you aren't going to have again. So it's all those dates are going to be tough, and I think from our perspective that the memorial game in May is a much better time to remember things, and the you know, the grass is green, and hopefully you have nice weather, and you're remembering them in the environment that they would want to be remembered in. I mean, some cold ditch in Claresholm doesn't mean anything to me about